In this week's issue, we have a story looking at how some of California's cities are pivoting away from progressive policies, and they're already seeing results. Our senior investigations reporter, Barnini Chakraborty, wrote this story. She's here with us today. Hi, Barnini.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Good to have you. So, Barnini, talk a little bit about what you learned while you were out there and what are the results that people are starting to see.
Sure. Well, I've covered California for about 15 years now, and in that time, I've seen a lot of change. It started off with Proposition 47, which decriminalized a lot of theft, drugs, and what you saw that was on the streets was just like this lawless sort of hellscape. You had, retailers who were leaving, they were locking up their items. You had tourists that had stopped coming. You had people who were afraid to go outside or to walk their kids to school. So residents got really fed up and they were just sick of it. And so last year they passed Proposition 36, which rolled back a lot of what you saw in Proposition 47. And I'm surprised to say that when I went back, I saw so much change. I didn't think I would see it so quickly, but I went to San Francisco, San Jose, Oakland, and several other areas, and I was shocked at by just how much change had occurred by rolling back just a few progressive policies.
So, you mentioned this is true across multiple cities. These were statewide policy changes. So, it's not just San Francisco or any specific area where you've seen a real impact.
Right. So I've actually seen it kind of all over the state, really. But the three places that I focused on were San Francisco, San Jose, and Oakland. In San Francisco specifically, you saw the streets that were a lot cleaner. You saw retailers coming back. You saw people going to Union Square and having these different public outings. I think like there was one where all these people came out and did square dancing in the middle, and it was just not something that you would have seen 4 or 5 years ago because people would have been too afraid. Then you go over to San Jose, and it's a much bigger city, but they're really making a lot of great advances out there. So the mayor he's cleaning up homeless encampments, he's cracking down on crime, he's bringing in investments, and it's been really inspiring to see all of the changes that he is making. I think sometimes it doesn't get as much press as San Francisco and
Right.
even Oakland, actually. Oakland, which has kind of been at the bottom of the barrel for quite some time. They've been doing a lot of great things. And their new mayor, Barbara Lee, her, Congressman Barbara Lee, who's on the Hill for 30 years, even she recognized that there's some change needed. And so she brought a bunch of moderates on her transition team. And so, even in Oakland, you're seeing change.
So maybe the Raiders will come back.
Maybe, well, I don't know.
Probably not.
I would, yeah.
So, I mean, California is seen as this really blue state. A lot of people have branded California with some of the misgovernment and some of the bad quality of life issues that have started cropping up in even what were until relatively recently considered to be fairly nice cities. Do you think this has the possibility of changing California's image?
I do. I do. I think it's going to take some time, but I think it is because I think California used to be a great place to go to. It used to be a place where all the tourists would come, and it's also a place where all the homeless people would go too because of the nice
Right.
weather. But I do slowly, and I think that that's what people are getting on board with. I mean, and you have not just progressive folks that are, on one side of the aisle or folks that are on the other. They want to see some change, and you're seeing that in even what Gavin Newsom is doing now. He is going out there and he's pushing all these cities. Today he came out and made an announcement.
It is time to take back the streets. It's time to take back the sidewalks. It's time to take these encampments and provide alternatives. No more excuses. Time to deliver.
That he wants all the cities to, crack down on these homeless encampments, get rid of them, clear them out, and he's dangling all these state funds in front of them to do it.
They don't deserve those dollars. And I wonder, and I say this with respect, on the crisis of our time, I wonder if local representatives there deserve to lead the people of those communities when they're leaving people out in the streets and sidewalks and the state has come in with unprecedented support.
Because he's saying it's not helping anybody to have people out there that are unsheltered on the streets.
And so this is good for residents and also good for Californians who potentially want to run for president.
Well, yeah, you have to look at some of his reasoning behind it and his timing since he has been in office for quite some time. There is little something there, but I think in the overall picture, residents there who had seen so many bad things happen to their state are hoping for just a little change, and they'll take it however they can get it.
Thank you, Barnini. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can click a link to our digital magazine to read this story.